Um, right. So the pretty much the super simplified premise of this show, which is called what is the name of the show? It's like Koka. No, it's called Kokoku. So it's Kokkoku. That's the name of the show. So pretty much the simplified premise of this, without giving away too much information, is that you're following this family, the grandpa, the 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 dad, the grandson. There's the aunt, stuff like that, and it's just a normal day for them. And then out of nowhere, the little boy, as you see in the opening, him and his uncle get kidnapped, and they're being held for ransom. And as the rest of the family tries to figure out how to get them back, time freezes in place. The whole world freezes at like I think the time's like 6:39 or something like that, like a weird time. Like just time stops altogether. But some certain people uh don't get frozen in time, and some of those people are a part of that family. And then and you keep going and find out pretty much why the time freeze, why some of those people in this family could walk around in this frozen version of the world. uh there's uh there's a bunch of other things that happen that kind of keep you in line in this like time frozen world. um and it's not like they could just hang out and have like a good time, because their family members are still kidnapped, so they have to kind of they're on alert. They have to go figure out how to get their family members back and somehow get out of this frozen time world frame thing.
That sounds
It's
pretty cool.
it's really good, and it's really crazy, and there's a lot more that goes into it. I don't want to give too much information, but the one really cool feature or like rule that is in this anime is that if you are in that like frozen version of the world, you can't just go around and do whatever the hell you want. There's these beings, like supernatural beings, that kind of keep people in check if they're in that world. So you can't. So let's say I'm in that frozen world. I can't just go around, beating up people who are frozen, or robbing, stealing, and like stabbing people who are frozen. I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. There's certain rules that you have to abide by. And if I break those rules, these spiritual beings show up and kill me. So yeah, it's really intense. It's a really
That
good show.
sounds so intense for a show.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I recommend the show to both of you guys. Like, you guys are really will get into the show. It's really cool because for the most part, like, yeah, they're like in a frozen world, like the time is frozen or whatever. But these are just everyday people, you know, and like they're not there's not like Naruto's running around and Rasengan people and whatever. Like, it's just people like you and me, and some are even older. There's the grandpa, and then there's people like in their 40s or whatever, and they're trying to like figure out what to do. And it's a really unique, underrated anime. I recommend everybody to check it out. And it has a badass opening and a badass ending too.
That song is amazing. Hot
Yeah.
fire. I'm going to
Yeah.
download it.
Yeah,
It's actually really, really good. I was not expecting that out of that. And it was the show Twin Engine, right?
No, it is called Kokoku.
Mm.
Kokkoku.
Wait, Twin Engine is the name of the song?
I'm assuming so. I don't know that I can't.
Yeah, I think it's the
Okay.
name of the song.
Okay.
Yeah. Either way, that's the name of the anime. Kokkoku. Please check it out. It's a really good anime
Shit, not
with
bad.
a lot of
Okay.
twists and turns.
I was not expecting you to talk about that at all. Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna be like that intense at least.
it gets crazy, and it gets crazy fast.
So, well, okay. And with that being said, that is your recommendation from Rafa at the beginning of the pod. Look at that, dude. And honestly, if you did check it out, like, let us know. That's actually, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I was not expecting that from that it's the intro from what you sent us.
Yeah, what I sent you guys in the Discord, that's the intro. That's the opening.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting that out of that. That's actually really cool.
That's what caught my interest of the show. Like, I was just looking at like just random anime openings, and I saw this. I'm like, what is this? Like, why is this opening so good? And then I just actually watched the show, and then I was so surprised how good the show is as well. Like, it's
wait, you found this off of just randomly looking up openings?
Yeah,
that's actually so sick.
Cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I never thought to do that.
Yeah, like people have their own top 10 like top 10 openings or whatever, you know, and I was just interested to see what other people had. And I could definitely see I can see exactly how could this fit in like in a top 10 list, because it's such a good opening. And on top of that, like remember when I was telling you guys, like, hey, the openings they have information of the story. There's a lot of information in the story in this opening. You just have to look for it.
Oh shit, okay. Oh well, damn. I mean, oh man, that's one thing I kind of not liking about animes recently is a lot, and I mean a lot of the openings are kind of giving away.
But the thing is, it only gives it away once you know what it is. That's when it's like, okay, it's giving it away. Because when I first started watching this show, and watching this opening, I had no idea. I just thought it was just a cool opening. I didn't know. The information wasn't processing of what it was telling me.
Right.
So like afterwards, once I got that information, once I knew the story more, I don't watch it open. I'm like, oh, this is referencing this. This is referencing that. So it's more like Easter eggs for people who watch the show, really. Well, for this opening at least. I don't know how it is for like One Piece or whatever. But I mean, Hector, you know the story of One Piece.
I mean, no, yeah, like literally, that's actually dope that you brought that up. But they actually just recently showed a character that they haven't shown in the anime, but have talked about it in the manga. A new character that's coming to the show, and they just added her into the opening, like within this last episode that just came out on Saturday. So it's like, because I know who she is, I like freaked out when I saw it in the opening, and I was like, oh shit, and then yeah, like Twitter freaked out as well. So it's like, openings really do give out a lot, especially when you know, like you said.
Exactly. Like it gives out a lot when you know it. Like if you didn't know, you just been like, who's that? And now you're just waiting to see who that is if you didn't read the manga.
True. And then, but I mean, there's also like those people that like, you know, have a monocle and have like a what are those, like a magnifying glass, just looking at every little frame from those and trying to think like, oh, look at this, and you know, like those like game theory people.
I mean, that's them. They do that to themselves.
Oh no, yeah, no, for 100% for sure. I completely agree with that. But that being said, welcome back everybody to a brand new episode of the Bento Boxcast. This is your premier, most animeist podcast of all the internet. This is episode 8, and man, oh man, are you in for a big one, a whopper of an episode, if I do say so myself. We are here coming at you on whatever audio platform you may choose. We got you covered on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on any other platform associated with Anchor.com. But of course, y'all already know you can find us at our mainstay, our home base, our club room, YouTube.com. Just look us up on the search bar, type in Bento Boxcast, and you will see our iconic logo. And it is iconic because we say so. In every episode, you the viewer, you the one who's listening, you with those beautiful ears that you have, you can have a chance to add some topics, suggest some talking points, and of course discuss with us and talk to us more about what you think we should discuss, what you think we should dive into, what animes you want to swap with us. But more importantly, you can tell us all this through our Twitter. Just look us up at the Bento Boxcast or our personal Twitters. You could also just join our Discord. Our Discord is popping. We have the Kotatsu. You got to warm up, get up there, and get in there. And yeah, everything really. Everything down there is going to be in the description. So definitely check it out. And with that being said, I ad-libbed a lot of that intro. Hi everybody, Renee, Rafa, myself. How's everybody doing?
Hello.
Pretty good, pretty good.
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Hector?
Oh, we're big chilling. I'm super excited for this episode. I was about to spoil a lot. I've just dreaded the past few months, okay? I'm ready for a new chapter in life, okay? And I'm super duper excited. Actually, no, I have my thoughts. I'll keep those in my little piggy bank for now, and when we get there, we get there. But nonetheless, guys, we are on track. We are perfect timing. We are ready to go. The train is about to leave the station. Rafa, take us to the news segment.
Okay, give me a second. I'm trying something new today.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. I want to see what you got with us today.
Works. It's not working.
It's like
I hear
there.
something.
Yeah, it's not working. Forget it. I actually had music to play, but it's not.
I hear the music. How's it not working?
Hang on, let's see. Do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that in the background? Okay. All right. This is Anime News Network, Channel 10, with our anime correspondent, always ready to go with the anime news, Hector and Renee. Take it away, guys, with the news, because we're ready to go. That's all. That's what I got. Go ahead.
That was cool.
Thanks.
You said we're channel 10? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's the channel 10. I don't know. I just started rambling words. So,
I mean, honestly, we love that.
I like it.
Yeah, no.
There you
go. Definitely a great improvement, Rafa. No more of the the tunes that you got going. Although it's gonna be deeply missed if you decide to stick with this.
you know, it's depends on how I feel.
Well, actually, a lot of emotions are going to be coming out of this one because Oricon half-year manga sales ranking 2021 has officially been announced, and wow, do we have a star-studded lineup for the top 10 mangas of 2021 thus far. And when I mean star-studded, I literally mean star-studded. We have from number 10 down to number 1. I'm going to do this in a Watch Mojo fashion. We have One Piece at number 10, selling 2.5 million copies. Then we have at number 9, Kingdom, selling 2.596 million copies. And then we have Haikyuu at 2.9 million. My Hero Academia at 7 with 3 million. Promised Neverland at number 6 with 3.1 million. Chainsaw Man, which I think is a Netflix show that recently came out, but I've been hearing a lot of hype behind this, at number 5 with 4.1. At number 4, we have Attack on Titan at 4.6. At number 3, a surprise sleeper pick that I was not expecting to be anywhere near the top 10. Tokyo Revengers at 5 mil. And then we have at number 2, Jujutsu Kaisen with a whopping huge jump at 23 million copies sold. And last but not least, at number 1, we have the one, the only, Kimetsu no Yaiba, 26 million copies sold in the year of 2021 thus far. I think to me the craziest part at looking at this is not only some of the people on here, like number 5 and number 3, Tokyo Revengers at number 3 and Chainsaw at number 5, but the huge jump in manga sales from number 3 to number 2. It's quite literally, oh god, I gotta do math on the fly. I think 17 million copy difference.
Sounds right.
Okay, 18 million. I was off by 1. 18 million copy difference. It's insane. I mean, I understand that we had covered this before, that, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen got I think it was like a 500 to 600% increase of sales, but like to go from 5 million at number 3 to 23 at number 2 is literally insane. And I'm not surprised at Demon Slayer just because of the movie that recently came out, but that did finish quite a while ago. So like it's pretty nutty. I mean, I'd love to hear you guys' opinions. Like I said, One Piece Kingdom, Haikyuu, My Hero, Promised Neverland, Chainsaw Man, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Revengers, Jujutsu Kaisen, and then Demon Slayer. So yeah, I mean, crazy list.
I mean, I don't say it's like it's expected, but it's like some of those are just like, yeah, I could I keep hearing a lot about Chainsaw Man. You know, there's a lot of hype behind that show. So like I could see that like I could see it on the list easily, you know, and of course Second Sight and Demon Slayer, like these are the heavy hitters of this, I don't say this generation, but like of like now times of anime, right? Like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, and now we have My Hero. Now we got some some new ones, some new promising shows coming up like Chainsaw Man and Tokyo Revengers, and of course you still have your all time legends like One Piece sticking around, and fan favorites like Haikyuu, right? Like so, which is could be considered the best sports anime pretty much ever made. So, like, I'm not surprised to see this list, but I'm surprised to see how much has been sold in the numbers. Um, and you can really see how with some of them how the anime does affect them. Like Tokyo Revengers, I'm pretty sure the reason the numbers are so high for them is because of the anime itself that's airing right now. And like with Chainsaw Man, like I said, there's a lot of hype behind that series, that manga, and I think it's scheduled to become an anime also.
Yeah, it's not out yet, I don't think.
It's not out yet, but I think it's either scheduled or it's already being worked on to be an anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
it's-
seeing it on the
yeah.
lineup for Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's coming out soon, and I think that's Mappa, right? I believe that's Mappa. I thought it was.
If it's Mappa, it's gonna be fire. Like I already know it's gonna be good. Mappa just
thought it
hasn't done
was.
wrong at all. So if it is them, then I have full faith and I'll definitely check it out. But I mean, to see it at number 5, it's pretty nutty. And yeah, I totally agree with you, Ralph. I think the Tokyo Revengers, the fact that it's airing right now and it's doing pretty well, as an anime within like this season, this very lackluster season, like it's pretty understandable. But yeah, I mean, it's still pretty crazy too.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man is Mappa. So it's gonna be lit.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for it then. I'm definitely gonna be checking it out once it comes out.
Yeah, I'm excited for that to see like what's the hype behind Chainsaw Man.
Have you seen pictures of it?
Yeah,
Um,
I've seen illustrations of it.
I'm actually about to look it up right now.
I like I want to know more about the dog with the chainsaw
Yeah,
sticking out of his
Okay, I've
forehead.
never seen that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
looks crazy.
yeah. It definitely looks like an anime.
Oh, I thought the guy had a chainsaw in his head too, but no, he's holding a chainsaw. The dog thing has a chainsaw in its head. Very interesting.
It's cute
Okay.
and ugly at the same time.
I'm definitely leaning more towards the cute side, but it looks kind of dumb with the chainsaw just halfway through its head.
It's dangerous. You can cut your fingers off.
It's funny.
But I mean, yeah, I think the rest of the manga I can kind of see. Like One Piece, I think it's always going to be within the top 10 just because of how things are going. Kingdom, I've heard of it. I've heard good things about it. Just never like actually dived in myself. Haikyuu, obviously, I'm a little biased, but this show also has ended. Like a long time ago, actually.
The manga ended also?
Yeah, the manga ended like a while ago, so that's why I'm like
it's
super
still
surprised to
selling
even
out like
see.
that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like it's actually really nutty, but I mean, hey, like like I'm not gonna knock it for what it is. So if they want to keep buying stuff, then by all means, I'm super down.
No, it just shows that that there's a large fan base and they're just going through the issues pretty much.
Yeah, I genuinely can't wait till they animate a lot of the manga. I'm so excited for this show. But that being said, I think Promised Neverland deserves it because it did not get its justice from the anime from season 2.
And the manga's good, right? Like
It's so good. It's like far superior to what we see right now. Like it's oh man, it's just too good to pass up. But I think with that said, we could probably mosey on over to our next segment, or rather not next segment, our next article. Take it away.
Yeah, so yeah, it was cool to see that, Demon Slayer, I mean, the manga is ranked number 1 currently, which is awesome. And because, I mean, Demon Slayer is killing it right now. I mean, we got a movie, manga sales are up, and if you guys haven't known this already, there's a Demon Slayer play. So according to Anime News Network, the official website for Demon Slayer, the Kimetsu no Yaiba, the second Bonds, the second stage play based on the manga, revealed photos of the cast in costume this past Monday. So I'm not sure if you guys were able to look at the photos, but they have the cast in their costumes. And you know what? At first, I was a little like, this looks a little not that great. But it's not a movie. It's not a live action movie. This is a play. And I think for it being a play, I think the people, the cast, and how they look as their characters, I think they did a great job. Some of my favorites from the photos, hands down, is the main guy, the evil guy who looks like Michael Jackson. Yeah, I don't. What's his Muzan Kibutsuji? I can't pronounce his name.
His name is Michael Jackson.
I want to call him Michael Jackson, but I know he's not. But like the person that they got to cast him looks incredible. There's one of the villains in the show. He's like the spider. He's one of, I forgot the term, but he's like the spider looking guy. He's like all pale and white. Whoever they had a great person casting him. Like these people look really good. I don't know, it's actually kind of exciting just to see. And then so the play will run in Tokyo from August 7th to the 15th, in Osaka in Tokyo from August 7th to the 15th, and then in Osaka from August 20th to the 22nd, and then again in Tokyo from August 27th to the 31st. We won't be able to see it, but that's happening over there. But yeah, I mean, I think I've never heard of animes getting plays. I don't know, like this is the first time I'm hearing a show getting like a play like this. I don't know if other shows have been done in the past, but getting a play adaptation is interesting. It's not a live action movie. It's like a legit play that people are going to go see live. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have thoughts on that, or if you guys had a chance to look at the photos of the cast at all.
So
go ahead.
Just a heads up. This isn't new. This is something that typically happens when there's a really, really popular anime. For example, your favorite anime of all time, Renee, actually has his own play, Naruto.
Oh, really? There's a play for that?
Yep.
Huh?
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can actually look up like footage of the play on YouTube to see how it looks. And I'm looking at the pictures right now, and everybody looks bogus as fuck except for Michael Jackson.
Don't.
Yes, they do. This shit looks garbage. I don't know. I'm not digging these looks. I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan. Other than Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's rocking it. He's rocking the hat. He's rocking the suit. Loving it. Loving Michael Jackson. But everybody else, I don't know. I feel like they're
for play though. You gotta remember, it's for play.
I know,
it's not a live action movie. Like I
that's
think the costumes, I think the makeup, I think they look good.
I need to see it in motion, honestly. Maybe it looks better in motion, but yeah, not a fan of these looks right now. Not a fan.
I mean, I don't like every single look. There's definitely some rough ones, but I think majority of them are decent for a play level.
I gotta see it in motion because I'm not liking any of these other than Michael Jackson. So
yeah, some of them
are
spider
guy.
Not the spider guy. Yeah, some of them are pretty rough. I'm not even gonna lie, but some of them do look decent. Like, and that's where you got to give them like their little props. It's just like, I don't know, but some of them do just look really bad.
I don't know. The Sprite guys are alright, I guess. I'm not really vibing with the makeup. It looks like they just threw flour at his face. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Renee. I need to see this. I need to see it in motion. Honestly, I need to see. I need to see it out. Actually, like them on stage and them acting out a scene. Maybe at that point, maybe if I squint my eyes a little bit, maybe I'll enjoy it a little bit better. But as of right
Y'all
now,
are some haters. It is not. They do not look that bad. I think the Hashira. I think they all look great. They look great. You guys are tweaking.
I don't know.
Actually,
The only thing that's the only problem I have is Inosuke. Like that boar head, that looks rough. That looks really, really rough.
That looks really bad. Yeah,
And he's not even like swole enough.
that looks exactly. That looks bad. What's his name? What's the name of this boy?
Which
Zenitsu.
Zenitsu?
He looks
Yeah,
like
he
he looks like a punk.
yeah, I don't like him either.
Yeah.
But like Tanjiro and like Nezuko, they don't look bad.
Nezuko looks decent.
Nezuko looks the best out of all of them.
Tanjiro,
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro looks like
Look how happy he is.
I don't know,
mean-
man. It's a hard buy. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not sold at this play.
I mean, yeah, I think the Fire Hashira looks wild to me, and so does Tengen Usui, the guy with like the eye tattoo.
He doesn't look that. He actually doesn't look that bad.
Out of all the girls, the one that I think looks the worst is the Love Hashira, the Mitsuri Kanroji. I don't like the wig. The wig
I'll take
is
that.
rough.
I think the other girls look way better. Yeah, I agree with that.
100%. Also the leader of the Demon Slayers looks rough too.
Yeah. I wanted to skip over him.
It's pretty clear that he's wearing a wig.
Yeah.
That's definitely a wig. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of this is. I mean, yeah, I would say Nezuko's the best, and then
no, the best
Muzan.
one is Michael. No, the best one is Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
right?
Muzan. Yeah, I mean,
he's the best one.
I can see why.
He looks really good.
Yeah, he's gonna moonwalk off the stage. He looks amazing.
I wonder if the creator actually is like, oh man, I love Michael Jackson. Let me make my antagonist Michael Jackson.
Yeah, let me pay homage to Michael Jackson and have my bad guy look like him.
I was actually looking up while we were talking about it the 10 anime stage shows you may not have heard of thanks to comic book CBR.com. So number 10 is The Prince of Tennis. So it's like another sports anime. Yeah,
that's old school.
And then it's Sailor Moon also got one. Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, Attack on Titan, Death Note the musical.
Hold up.
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
What?
It says if the Netflix version of Death Note bother you, then the musical is the remedy you need. Death Note the musical follows the overall story of Light versus L. It was recorded in 2015.
What? Oh no.
Yeah, it's tough scenes for everyone, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does not look good either.
I take a bite.
Like, why a musical? Like, why couldn't it just be a play? Like, why? I don't.
No.
I don't understand.
I kind of want to watch the musical.
Oh.
I kind of want to see how it actually.
It has veteran Broadway stars in it too, so there you go.
What?
Naruto, Haikyuu. I have seen Haikyuu pictures, and some of them look good, some of them don't. Mobile Suit Gundam got a play, and then last but not least, Digimon. And it's weird because the Digimon are literally puppets. I'm looking at a picture and they're holding puppets.
Oh, that actually sounds awesome.
Like like the marionettes, the ones that they hold, and like the little things above, and they like move around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have those like that. So as they're playing their character, they're walking around with the marionettes in their hand.
That sounds kind of cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's not something uncommon, but I wish it was.
Yeah.
I don't like plays. I was like, why? Why do you do that?
Plays are
Plays.
cool.
It just
Plays are
reminds
cool.
me. No, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that scene in Avatar: The Last Airbender where they go to the Fire Nation and there's like a stage play of them, but it's like really bad.
Oh, but that's funny. They were making fun of them. That was a funny scene.
It just reminds me of that. No, I mean I like that scene. I thought it was hilarious. But it just every time I see a stage play of an anime, it reminds me of that.
Like, plays are cool. Musicals are cool. It's just I don't know if anime and plays mix well.
Yeah.
You know, like Bleach. Be like, I should take this bite out of this chip. I write down a name. Now he's dead. Dead.
Rafa, you should write one. Holy shit.
I should write one. Yeah, I should. Right?
That was really good.
My name is Light. I got a book, and I'm gonna write your name in it. And now you're dead. And now you're dead.
Oh my. Okay. This Death Note the musical coming to you in every theater available.
Rafa
The
presents
Chicago
Death Note the musical.
Amphitheater.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Broadway.
literally how it will be. Like
Exactly. Exactly.
And now you're dead.
And now you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm crying.
But with that, Rafa.
And then they're gonna have like a duo ballad between Lights and L. And I was gonna be like, I'm going to get you. Where are you, Light? My other half. That. It's gonna be beautiful.
God.
It's gonna be great. I actually, you know what? Let's wrap this up. I gotta start writing this play.
I know you gotta
awesome.
write this screenplay and everything. Holy.
Yeah, I gotta write the screenplay. Yeah, I gotta go sell this at Broadway.
You're gonna get your one of those what is it, pianos, like the little mini pianos, and you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
start
get a really shitty.
oh my god.
What's it called? I was about to say Costco. That's not what that's not the.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you wanted to say.
Like the really shitty keyboard, like a really small little keyboard. So, yeah, stay tuned, guys, for my rendition of Death Note the musical.
Oh man, and it's gonna be a absolute banger.
Yeah, it's gonna be slaps.
But that being said, I mean, you know, hey, we are. That is it. We have a short news segment, so Rafa, I'm gonna let you tune us out real quick.
Alrighty then. So, thank you so much, our anime correspondents, Renee and Hector, for the news. Stay tuned next week for the rest of the anime news on Channel Time.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie, you stepped it up big time. That is hot fire, fuego, if I must say.
Thank you.
And now for a very special segment. This is brand new because we finally get to hear more from Renee, and we get to hear her thoughts on the latest season of Castlevania. So Renee, please take it away. Talk to us about the show.
Oh, yes, I got you. So yeah, I know it's been a few weeks since the final season had aired on Netflix. But if you guys haven't watched Castlevania, I highly recommend you do so because season 4 is a straight up masterpiece. And I'm not even exaggerating. It is the truth. For those who aren't familiar with the Castlevania Netflix series, the story is based on the events from the video game Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. So you have the main characters, Trevor Belmont, who's like a monster hunter and the last of his clan, Saifa Belenades, who is a magician, and Alucard Tepesh, which, if you guys didn't know, that's Dracula's very own son, who essentially like team up to bring down Dracula in order to end his war on humanity, all because some creepy priest dude in season 1 like set Dracula's wife on fire. Like that was essentially it. So there right now, there will be some spoilers for season 4, and I won't necessarily cover everything that happened. But as I mentioned before, this season was epic. It had the best animation out of all the seasons. Every single scene could honestly be a piece of art, especially the battle scenes, like where you have, I know Hector and Rafa, you guys didn't watch the show, so you won't know these characters. But the battle scenes, like where Striga, who is a vampire, is showing off her daylight armor, murdering villagers, or when you have Isaac going against Carmilla, who's also another vampire, in a huge pool of blood. I'm telling you, every single episode was gold. And honestly, the only problem I had with this season was the fact that Saint Germain, who is another like main character, I do not like him, and he had a very important role in all of this, and I think he's stupid, and I think his outfit's stupid. Like I hate everything about him. It's his fault that Dracula came back from hell because he fell for another character's plan. His name's Varney, who we thought was a vampire, but it turns out he wasn't really a vampire. He was death himself. Like actual death. Like that's who he was. And the Saint Germain character, he caused all this trouble just so he can see his lover once again, who was like lost in the infinite corridor, but then like that didn't happen because he ended up dying in the end. So like I just didn't like him as a character. He played this huge role, messed everything up, and then he ended up dying at the end anyways, which I'm like, great. That would be my only problem with this season, was that, yeah, Saint Germain is flippin' annoying. But anyways, towards the end of season 4, this is where I actually started to get pretty emotional. Trevor Belmont, who's actually one of my favorite characters, he goes against death, and you are then to believe that he loses. I was crying my eyes out. I had to pause the darn show because I honestly felt heartbreak when Trevor lost. And I felt even more heartbreak when it was revealed that Sypha, who's another main character, she had a romantic relationship with Trevor, and you find out in the end that she was carrying his child. So, Trevor loses this battle with death, and then, yeah, you find out that him and Sypha were expecting. So this season definitely puts you on a roller coaster of emotions, and I mean, I give the season a 10 out of 10 because I honestly wouldn't change anything about it. Even though I have a big problem with Saint Germain, like there's characters I'm just like, eh. The story, the visuals, and then like this being the final season, I think they did a really good job of wrapping up the series. And there are talks that there is going to be a spin-off series, kind of in the same realm, different characters. But for it to end on this note, like I'm even more stoked to see what else they're gonna introduce. So that was my recap of season 4. It was really brief. I didn't touch on everything. Because I don't want to spoil it for everyone. Like the series is such a great series. I can't stress it enough. I've gotten people to watch it just because season 4 is my favorite hands down, but like season 1 through 3 are just as good. It just gets it gets better at the very end. That's all I have to say. But yes.
Okay.
Castlevania season 4, guys, is beautiful. It's a masterpiece. I can't stress that enough.
Well, I mean, I know I've only heard good things about it, especially coming from you. So, for those of you that have watched season 4, then definitely chat it up with Renee and let us know what you think. And tell us why me and Rafa should fully dive deep into the show and catch up. Is this like the finale, or is there potentially another season coming? If you know.
No, this is the final. This is the finale.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, ooh, that's actually really interesting. So it's like just a complete story. Interesting.
So yeah, and like I said, there's talks that there's going to be another series, but like it's going to be same universe, but I don't know if it's going to be the same characters. It might be other characters in this universe.
Huh. Okay. Well.
So we'll see.
Pretty interesting.
It's so good. I mean, I know Rafa watched the first episode, and that made me really happy. You should just keep watching.
It's really good. It's just that this is it's me. It's not the
I
show.
know.
I do this a lot where I start things like, oh, this is a really good show, and I just never go back to watch it, and it kind of just sits there. I do that a lot. So, but I mean, it's the reason why that show's really loved. So I know eventually I'll end up watching it. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but one day, one day in the near future, hopefully, I'll have it
I
watched.
understand. But
Yeah.
I'm just I can't stress it enough, guys. Like this final season, like I was literally in tears. Like I got so emotional, like so attached to everything. It was just they just did a good job. Like I just remember like watching episode 1 and literally it's just like Trevor like taking down these skeleton dudes and like but just like the pacing, the visuals and like here's Trevor, my favorite, like they just everything was just like nicely done and I was just like yelling and screaming because like it was just so exciting just to see all of it come together and like sometimes I feel like towards the end of a show like you can tell like they stopped or sometimes like the animators or like whatever you can tell like they kind of like just rushed it or whatever but I feel like for this being 4 seasons they wrapped up the show very nicely. Like there were no like, oh, like what ifs or whatever. Like it was just nice. It felt completed. You know, like other so I'm gonna bring back Naruto. When Naruto ended, Naruto Shippuden, I was mad. I think the way they ended that show was like trash. You know, I spent all these years watching this show and then to just get to the ending, I'm just like, really? Like that's how you're gonna do it? Castlevania, they just they just killed it. Like it was just perfectly how they wrapped everything up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop talking about it. We can move on.
Wait, you didn't like the ending of Shippuden?
Nope.
Really?
I was really upset.
Yeah, it was trash.
I wanted to see more. Like if you were gonna I mean, well, spoilers? Does it matter?
Yeah. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Naruto's been out
Okay,
for like
the
so long.
wedding.
Oh,
That
yeah.
it ended with the wedding and like you don't even really get to see Hinata walk down the aisle. You just you know, it's her smiling and then that's it. Like end of scene and that's the last episode. I'm like, "Really? Like you made me watch all this show and you guys are getting married. I can't even see Naruto's wedding?" I was upset.
Yeah, it sucks. Y'all should have died at the end, honestly.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
No, they all should
Just give me the complete
explode.
wedding at least.
Yeah.
Something, guys.
I will say I was
No.
also a little disappointed at the way he became Hokage. I don't know if you saw also that part too, where it's like, wait, do you know like what happened the day of his like inauguration?
Is that in Shippuden or is that Boruto? It's not Boruto, right?
I think it might be in Boruto. It has to do with his kids. It's actually a funny scene, but I actually really didn't like it. I mean,
No, I think Kakashi was still the Hokage in the end of
yeah, at the
Shippuden.
end, yeah, 100%. But like, oh,
And
okay, then yeah, I guess
yeah.
that explains it. So then yeah, so the way he finally becomes Hokage, or the day of him becoming Hokage, is really stupid. Um, I mean, do you plan on getting into it or like Boruto? I mean, granted, Boruto has been hot fucking fire these past
I
few
want
weeks.
to. I mean, I feel like I've talked about this. Like it's so long and I know there's a lot of like apparently like I think you told me like the filler episodes in Boruto are like worse than Naruto. Maybe
Yeah,
that was
at least in my
yeah.
opinion.
So and don't say anything. You know what? Because I might one day just be like, you know what the heck, and like just start watching it. So just
I mean, straight up, if you really want to, I can get you a guide of what to skip, what to watch on Boruto, so you can just be fully caught up. Those are out there, and God bless those people that do that. But yeah, the way he becomes Hokage, or the day he becomes Hokage, is really stupid, and I was really not happy with that scene. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, I was not happy with that scene. But besides that, I mean, talking about something I am incredibly happy about, something that, in my opinion, I have mixed emotions, but we are moving on to My Hero Academia episode 98 review and recap. If you do not want to hear anything about this episode, and I promise you this is one episode that you want to go in blind and watch because it was a fucking banger, skip it. Skip this section. We will see you in the next segment. And for those of you that may or may not know, the next segment is we're going to be talking about the summer 2021 anime lineup, and we're going to be having our predictions, our watch list, and we're going to be sharing what animes we're going to be watching. So definitely come check it out and look in the description down below for the timestamps. But that being said, guys, what did you think of episode 98?
I loved it. That's it. Next question.
That was the quickest
Yeah.
review.
Yeah. Oh, give a rundown. Give the rundown of the episode, Hector, before you
Okay.
jump in.
So essentially what ends up happening is we go into the fight with Deku. I'm already forgetting the rest of his team's name. Mineta, Ochako, and then the Acid Girl, which I'm forgetting her name completely.
I forgot her name. We always butcher
Isn't
the
it like
names too.
Pinky or something like that, isn't it? Like your
I don't even know. Every time
her
Pinky in the
hero name's
brain.
like Pinky, yeah,
Yeah.
Pinky in the brain. That's her
Yeah,
name.
Pinky in the brain.
From now on, we refer to her as Pinky in the brain.
Which I'm
I
down.
don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Renee, it's part of the lore. All right.
Side note, there's a whole, I don't remember from either last episode or this episode, but there's like a what is it, like one of those scenes where they get just for the fans, what is it, like butt, like weird
Fan
angles
service?
Yeah, there you go. There's like a fan service angle where it's like you see her butt, but it's Mineta talking on the left, but it's like oddly zoomed in to see like the curvature of her butt. Me and my sister were watching it like, dude, what the fuck, like why? These are teenagers. Why are you zooming into this like this? I was just, I was like disgusted. I was like, all right, bro, whatever. That is just a rant that I had. That was just the dumb. Me and my sister were just like, dude, why? And my sister, she's 15, so she straight up pointed out, she's like, that is straight up fan service, and I'm not okay with that. I was like, okay, same. I thought I was the only one. But yeah, so like, anyways, back to the main topic, right? Episode 98. So we have the Team A versus Team B. It's Shinso, Monoma, and then 3 other nobodies fighting against our team against Deku. And it gets super spicy super fast because I was expecting kind of a build-up episode, especially with the big thing that ended up happening towards the end of the episode. But we essentially just get them straight duking it out, straight fighting, and at one point it becomes a straight up brawl fest. Like they're both kind of sides, their plans kind of go haywire, and so they just end up quite literally duking it out in one area. And you see powers flying, people flying around, abilities getting thrown, and things like that. And then out of nowhere, Deku somehow, some way starts to manifest a new power within One for All. And out of nowhere, we get this jump into his vision. So I don't know if you guys remember back when Shinso first originally brainwashed him, he went to like this dream world where he saw a vision of the vestiges, each holder of the One for All power. And this time we get it again, but it's because his power started to go crazy, and we actually get to hear, speak, and see fully one of the vestiges within One for All. And not only that, the power that comes out of Deku is actually the original power of that vestige, known as Black Whip, and wow, did it look incredible. I will say, from somebody who was a manga reader, they added a few scenes in there that weren't originally there. They also omitted a lot of scenes, but a lot of when it came to Black Whip got extended. It looked super sick. It looked incredible, and I was so excited for it. But I will say, it was an absolute thrill to watch this unfold. I remember I was sitting at the edge of the couch just watching all this, and especially when the second vestige came out, I was super excited, grinning, from cheek to cheek, and it was just a great experience just to see how different this second vestige is, or this vestige, and just it was just nutty. It was just really, really cool to see him and see everything unfold, and not to mention the fact that we also see an Ochako and Deku kind of little love romance moment where she comes to save him. It was literally the cutest. Oh man,
my heart.
And I
loved it.
Yes, and especially the Ochako background story, of just her reasoning to becoming a hero. It's just, she just loved the way that people were happy when a hero did its work or did their work. And I mean, yeah, just all that in general, and especially seeing one thing that I think is underrated or people don't really talk about a lot is the fact that Shinso kind of showed more emotion, kind of showed more life when it came to him talking to Deku and saying, you know, I've been training my entire time because I want to fight you again, and I've been doing all this because you are my reason to be here. I wanted to become a hero, and then he says, Deku, I want to fight you, and then that's what allows Deku to get out of the kind of berserk state that he's going with his power, you know, going crazy, and he responds to Shinso saying, yes, let's fight, and then that's where he kind of gains a little bit more clarity on his power and what he has to do. And I love how the Vestige told him, he's like, hey, the way you control your power is through your heart. You have to maintain a strong heart and willpower to control it. But don't forget that anger is also a great fuel for your power because it gives it strength. So that is a quick rundown on the episode. But of course, as we already heard from Renee, so I mean, honestly, Renee, take it away. Tell us more about how you felt about the episode.
I loved it. I actually saw this coming. I knew, so last episode, Deku mentions how like he you know, he's excited but he's nervous at the same time because you know, we know that his quirk is like acting weird. Like he at the moment like he was fine, but the fact that he had said that last episode, he's like, "Oh, like I don't know if, you know, I'm a little nervous cuz I don't really know what's going to happen." I was like, comes this episode, I think something's going to happen, and it did. And he got it, it was that like, I don't even know how you explain it, but like the electricity or the whip or the black whip. I was actually a little scared because it looked very dangerous. Like when he was unable to like control it, I literally thought he was gonna like hurt someone like badly. Just because of like the like how fast it was, like just it was getting bigger and how fast it was going, like these black lines everywhere. So I was a little nervous, but I just remembered the last episode and be like, yeah, I think something's gonna happen. Just because he had mentioned that he was nervous. And like we obviously knew that he was going through something with his quirk. But yeah, like you said, Hector, I like the whole like Ochako and like Deku dynamic. That was something that like we didn't really get a lot of. Like there was hints of it, like of like you see that she obviously like likes him. But to see her like come to his rescue, you know, she even said something like, "Oh, like, you know, it's not just the people that we need to like tend to. We need to like tend to heroes too." Like, so you know, she went to Deku and was like trying to calm him down. And it was, you know, it was a dangerous thing for her to do too, you know, just because we didn't know what Deku was capable of, and I was just nervous for everyone. I was like, this is a whole new thing we've never seen before. Deku has no control over it. He's like telling people like run away, get away. Like I don't know what's happening, but you know, Ochako like out of everyone like went to him. And I like that with Shinzo, Ochako like told him like, hey, like try brainwashing him. Like we need to stop him. And you know, for Shinzo to do that as well, like, yeah, here's a person on the opposite team, like you're supposed to like, you know, be battling each other, but like obviously this is a more serious situation. And for Shinzo to be like, you know what, like he's in trouble, I'm gonna help. Um it it was good. This episode was a really good episode. I feel like it was good. It was really good.
I enjoyed this episode a lot too myself, but it's not my favorite. My favorite still is the one before this one, the one with Bakugo. I just love how that played out. But this is a really good episode. It's pushing the story along. You know,
Mhm.
the big thing with Deku and getting the Black Whip power. We get to meet, you know, like Hector was saying, the Vestige, you know, one of the
Mhm.
Vestiges, whatever. So a lot did happen. This is a very important episode. And it's just building the hype to see what happens from here and out, like, you know, because I don't know if you guys remember, but as Deku started losing control, All Might wanted to stop the fight. He wanted to jump over
Yeah,
and
that's
stop
why I
it.
was so nervous. I thought it was gonna honestly end like deadly. I thought someone was gonna like die or someone was get hurt really bad, but I was scared.
No, it was pretty intense. Like that power is pretty intense. So like, but they didn't stop it. They didn't stop. They kept it
Mhm.
going. So like now we're just waiting to see what's gonna happen from here on out. It's cool. I really enjoyed it, and Deku for the most part he's the main focus in these episodes. Also with what's his name, Shinso.
Shinzo. Mhm.
But it's still pretty cool to see the rest of the characters get a little bit of their shine. Ochako got her shine. The pervert guy got a little bit of his shine in there too. Pinky in the brain, her too, and the other ones in Class B. The little fat guy, I didn't really get his power. I was just like, okay, I guess he could make things he could make things move again. Like I didn't really get his power that much.
That
But
guy.
I
the
mean,
guy,
yeah, the guy with like the goggles and he had like the little map on his wrist. I
yeah,
think his power is like turning stuff into homing missiles.
it was weird. Like the way to explain is like it could you can re-hit something again or something. I was just like, okay, I guess you could just send things flying around again. I don't know. I wasn't.
But like twice its like velocity, something like that. Like he's able to like
Yeah,
increase. I don't
I,
know.
I don't,
It was weird.
it was a bit confusing
Mhm.
without really having. I kind of felt like starting to lean more into like the JoJo territory because JoJo tends to have really wacky out there powers, kind of like his. So I was like, yeah, it's got a little bit of a JoJo thing there. But who was the guy who talks a lot, the blonde guy?
Oh,
He could
Monoma,
use.
Don't you love him?
I love
Monoma.
him. Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
best. I
like what
love
were
him.
your thoughts on him?
He didn't really get to do much. I mean, he was just talking mad shit, which is what he does, which I love. I like how he has the little watches with him to keep track of how much time he has using each power or whatever. Like I'm pretty sure that's the whole point of those watches. Um, yeah, he didn't really get to do much. He just really talked shit. Like he's the whole reason why Deku lost control because
Right.
dude was talking mad shit and Deku got mad. So, but I mean, I still love him. He's the best. Who else? It is the girl who can shrink things and make things bigger again in Class B.
That was pretty cool.
That's a cool ability. Am I forgetting someone? Oh, and Shinzo, yeah. No, wait, no. There's 5 of them.
Yeah, so I can tell you exactly who's in there. So it is Emily, the like frost ninja who can levitate stuff. That is
Oh
half her
yeah,
body.
the
Oh.
Frost Ghost girl.
Yeah,
Forgot all about
and
her. Yeah,
then
her.
the kid that has like the homing beacon thingy. His name is Mines. By the way, these are all their like
Mm.
superhero power or superhero names. And then obviously Phantom Thief is Monoma. The girl named Rule, that's the one that could change the size of stuff. And
Size.
then
Yeah.
Shinso, obviously. Which
Right.
by the way, the guy with like the goggles and the thing, his name is Mines, is a superhero, but his real name is Jesus, I might butcher this. Nirengeki Shota. His ability is apparently he's a competent fighter who excels in one-on-one combat. His quirk is called Twin Impact. It allows Nigarek to remotely cause attacks to repeat a second time, but will significantly
Mm.
amplify force involved compared to the initial impact.
Right. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you could send. So like if he pushes something, you could send that same force
Mm-hmm.
would go through the object again, just in a stronger
Mhm.
velocity.
Yeah, and
Okay.
apparently he
Okay.
can
Cool.
use his quirk on his own body too. So to be honest, he has a pretty OP.
That's pretty strong. Yeah.
That is a pretty strong quirk for a guy that they gave no thought into his art. Like he does not look like a main character at all.
No,
Poor
that's
guy.
actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool ability.
Yeah, that actually is a really sick ability. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, he's definitely Class A material. I don't know about
Yeah.
Grape Juice Mineta. Ugh. So cringe. But I mean, yeah, this episode definitely like 100%. It was the Deku show, but a lot of people got a ton of shine.
Yeah.
Especially Ochako. I think Ochako got the second most shine out of
Mhm.
everybody, which
Yeah,
I just loved all the
definitely.
moments with her in there. And I love how Eraserhead said, "No, let's let the fight continue towards the end and see how these circumstances progress and just see where like the action takes us." And man, am I super excited because I don't know if you guys did watch the preview towards
I
the
did.
end.
I did this time.
Yeah, you see Deku quite literally like release Black Whip on his own. So I am so excited to see the next episode. My only complaint that I have with this episode, I loved it. It is by far my favorite one so far. And the only reason it's my favorite is because we saw the vestige. And we got to hear from him. He's one of my favorite vestiges out of the ones that I've seen so far. But that being said, one of the complaints that I have is that I wanted a lot of this to get built up more. Granted, I think with the speed that they just went on in this one, I honestly, genuinely believe that they're not going to have a part 2 for this season. I think it's going to end in the next 2 episodes. With how it's ramping up, because I actually didn't know this until we started getting all the information for this episode of the pod. But we are technically in episode 10 of 12 or 13 for this season. So we are at the end, and if this is where this arc from My Hero Academia ends, I already know it's going to end on a really big cliffhanger that more than likely is not going to get resolved in the upcoming season whenever they decide to announce it. If they do decide to announce that part 2, even better. I'm super excited, and I hope they bring it into the next anime season for summer 2021. Because stuff like that can happen, and they just add it right at the end. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of this was sped up, and they definitely, within this one fight, they skipped a lot of manga content. One of the biggest examples is, do you remember when he was in the dream state and he was talking to the vestige, and he said, you were thinking I want to reach him, but we didn't see that. We just saw Deku just looking at Monoma. In the manga itself, you see him have this strategy in his head where he starts talking about what he needs to do, and you start to see this monologue that he has to have where he's panicking, and he's like, I need to do something, I need to catch him. And that's when the quirk black whip kind of starts to spread out from his body, just because he actually says that and thinks it. But in the show in the anime, you don't see that. You don't see him have this freak out monologue moment where he's like, I need to do this, I need to save them, I need to get him quickly, I need to capture him so I can go back to my team and help them. And then he starts to have like I said, this big freak out moment, and then that's when everything bursts open. And so they skipped pretty much all of that, and they just go to a scene where the vestige is like, you were thinking you have to reach him, right? And I'm like, dude, come on, no way they did it like that. The freak out moment was definitely a really big build up, and when I first saw it in the pages, I was like, holy shit, this is dope. But that's my only complaint. I feel like they kind of rushed this big reveal a little too quickly, but I still loved the episode. It was still really, really great.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, how many episodes is season 5 scheduled for?
It said last time I checked 24, but it could be one of those where it's 12 episodes and then a season break, and then it comes back in the fall.
You don't think it's gonna run right? No, actually, it's not even scheduled for summer.
That's what I'm saying. Well, but it could be one of those where it's you know how in the past where they get to episode 11, episode 12, and then they're like, oh, we'll be going on a break for 2 weeks, and we'll be back in summer. Shit like that. Or it's they've done it before, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did it here. But it is scheduled for 25 episodes.
Okay.
So yeah, it says premiered obviously spring 2021, and then there's no continuation date yet. I would be really, really happy if they go into summer, and I have my reasons for it. But besides that, I wouldn't be surprised if they come back in fall. They just skip summer and then come back fall. Which, if that's the case and they come back in fall, dude, fall season is gonna be a banger.
Is it?
Yeah, I looked ahead at the seasons, and man, fall has a stacked lineup.
There's one. I'm looking at it right now. I only could really see one show that I'm kind of.
Well, for me, I'm saying for me, there's a ton of shows that I'm actually really, really excited about.
There's a lot of second seasons and stuff like that.
Which is what I'm looking forward to. For example, Renee, did I ever give you Shield Hero to watch, or did I ever tell you to watch Shield Hero?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing it.
Well, you should. Second season comes out in fall, so we'll see. Maybe when it comes around to me in Anime Swap, I'll give you that one.
What's it called again?
Shield Hero.
Shield Hero. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's more to the name, but I just people know it as Shield.
That's fine.
Yeah, the Rising of the Shield Hero. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to skip too far ahead. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they straight up skip summer and come back fall. But if they go straight into summer, dude, I'm gonna be happy. I'll be very, very content, especially with the shows that are gonna be in summer 2021. But I mean, yeah, do you guys have any final thoughts, any predictions for the next episode? Because it could potentially be the second to last episode. So Will we get
Nope.
filler? Will we get action?
It's not gonna be filler. It's not gonna be filler. They're
I
gonna
hope
continue.
not. I hope it's not a filler.
There's no way it's gonna be filler. That'll be it'll be a really it'll be really fucked up. Like it really would kill the momentum of what's going on with the show. Like it's definitely not gonna do no filler episode.
Yeah, I don't see it like. And essentially, it'd be like a just straight spike down. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
you had something going there.
No, it's ramping up. It's gonna ramp up this next episode for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to picture how they would end it, just for me personally, like just from what I know. But I don't know. Like I said, I feel like they kind of sped up a lot of what I thought they were gonna like spread it out. But
It could be that the parts that you're seeing that they skipped, they might go into this next episode. It could just be that maybe they just reworked it in a
yeah,
different way.
rearranged it in a weird way. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that. But I mean, yeah, overall score for the episode. I know Rafi said it wasn't your favorite. But actually, yeah, we'll start with you. What do you think out of 10 this episode?
I don't know, 7, I guess. It's good. It's a good episode. I like that it's pushing the story along. Deku gets his gets a little bit more information on his new powers. Yeah, I guess a 7. I'm kind of like in the middle with it. You know, it's a good episode. It's not the worst episode. I can't really think of if this season has a bad episode, honestly. But coming off the episode beforehand with Bakugo and just how amazing that episode was, it's I don't know. I get 6.5. I guess I don't know. I'm kind of just there.
Wow.
You went lower. You went
Yeah,
lower.
you-
That's a good
I
episode.
know.
It's a good episode.
It is a good episode. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's a good episode.
7 to a 6.5.
Yeah, just watch it. Whatever.
That's funny.
Miss
Yeah.
Renee.
I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it an 8. 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
It was really intense. I think it the fact with Deku not having control of this, like, do you call it a new quirk? It's not a new quirk, but like new ability. What do you call it?
Ability.
I say
ability?
Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean, I
what
think.
it, sorry,
go ahead.
what it seems like is that with all for one. No,
Yeah.
One for
one
all.
for
Is it
all.
off one or one for all? One for all. There you go.
It seems the way what I'm getting at is that all these the one for all quirk gets passed down to each person, right?
Mhm.
But on
Mhm.
top of the one for all quirk, if the person has any other quirks, on
Yes.
top of that gets passed down. That's pretty much what I'm getting that from that. So like that guy said, like that was his quirk without being the one for all quirk. So
So that just means that Deku's gonna like develop
he's gonna be
newer.
Superman. He's
gonna be super
Superman.
powerful.
He's gonna be Superman at the end.
I'm super excited for that. But yeah, I mean, good episode. I think with the whole with everything going on with Deku, I thought it brought that extra element to it. Like it was, yes, they're still training, they're still battling, but then now you have the main character who's having a hard time control. He's learning a little bit more about himself and One for All, and I think that element just made the episode a little bit more like enticing.
So now that kind of raises a question: has this ever been done before with One for All?
I don't think so.
And I don't think so either, because All Might. This what we've seen. I don't think All Might has ever really used anything other than like his super strength or whatever the fuck
No, and
power he has.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought this vestige. What did you say? Vestige? I can't
Yeah.
pronounce it. He said something like it. Like I don't remember the exact words, but like something with like, it ends with Deku or like it's completed with Deku. Like something. Deku is like the special one, is what I'm getting. Like the One for All already went through like I think like 8 of them, 7 of them, and I feel like Deku is like the last piece. Is what I'm
He's
feeling.
the Avatar.
Essentially, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, he's gonna go bald and have a hair on his head at the end.
Yeah, that's my thought.
That's
I
our
mean, we know he's special, but I think I don't know.
that's our speculation.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Something ends with him. He's like
The
And
world.
just keep in mind that the vestige that he spoke to said that he would be meeting and controlling 6 other
mm-hmm.
powers. So I'm super
Powers.
excited to see more about that. Yeah, I mean,
Ooh.
it's gonna get good. Trust. Like this is a show that you want to continue watching, and if you haven't watched yet or you haven't caught up yet, now is the time. Now is absolutely the time. And I guess with that being said, we can roll right into our biggest main topic of the episode, guys. We are jumping into the summer 2021 season. It is going to be coming right around the corner, quite literally, after the episode comes out this week for the Bento Boxcast, which is episode 8. You will have like 2 weeks before the new lineup starts to release. So we shall dive in head first and talk about what we have on our watch list. I actually want to start off with my main guy, Rafa. What do you have on your watch list for summer 2021?
All right, so I'm trying to not have a long list like all the other times. I'm trying to kind of narrow things down a little bit more. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I've picked out that I want to check out, and one that kind of caught my interest, but since I'm kind of like I don't know if I want to watch this. That's my one I have to try to watch or whatever. First and foremost, just to get it out the way, this is the only show that it has a second season that I'm going to be interested in watching. Technically, is um where's the English name of this? Because I don't want to butcher it. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S, which is the second season of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. This is a comedy slice of life. It's hilarious. I love this show so much. It's really quickly, Miss Kobayashi, she's an office worker, and one day she got super drunk and she ran into a dragon and they became best friends, and now the dragon is her maid and is hijinks
Crazy.
and it's hijinks and hilarity ensues. Other dragons end up showing up later on in the show of season 1. It's a lot of fun. It's a really goofy, really this is like in my wheelhouse, slice of life comedy anime. This is definitely something I love. Kyoto Animation is the one who works on it. Top tier. I cannot. This is my favorite. This is the show that I'm looking forward to in summer. Like I cannot wait for this. I love Kobayashi. Like that's the season 1 I loved so much. It was a lot of fun watching that, and it's just good stuff, man. Like the dragon maid, Toru, but she's in love with Miss Kobayashi, and she's trying to like gain her affection, but Miss Kobayashi's just not giving her any time of the day. And one of the things that Toru, one of the running gags in season 1 is that Toru is trying to make her eat her dragon tail. Like she would cook it in the food, and then Miss Kobayashi's like, "Bro, get this nasty shit out of my face." It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Moving on from there, it is it's a lot of I for the most part I have a lot of it's just mostly comedies that I have on my list. It's called Remake Our Life. The synopsis pretty much is that this guy, Hashiba Koyua, is a 28-year-old game developer. With his company going bankrupt, going bankrupt, and he's losing his job. He returns to his hometown. Looking at the success of creators at his age, he finds himself regretting his life decisions as he lays distressed on his bed. As he wakes up, he discovers that he has traveled 10 years back in time before he entered college. Will he be able to finally make things right? This is a story of a failed person who's given a second opportunity to follow his dreams. It's categorized as a comedy, so it's cool. I've it sounds fun. Sounds like a really interesting idea. Yeah, there's been a lot of a lot of these animes in I don't say recently, but there's just a certain genre that keeps coming up of the kind of like this time travel, going back into your past and trying to redo things all over again type of thing. I don't really know what to call that as a genre, but there's a lot of shows that follow that formula. I want to see what they could do with this here. Kind of like the guy knows he kind of fucked it all up, and he has that second chance to go back in time and kind of give it a whole new go. It's interesting. It sounds like it'd be a good time for me, like another slice of life style anime. Um, from there, this next anime just sounds like it's gonna be a good old time for me. I'm just gonna be laughing my ass off watching this next anime. It's called this long ass name. Cheat Pharmacist Slow Life, making a drugstore in another world. So it pretty much is this guy who he worked at an office. It's an isekai. He gets transported to a new world, and what he does in this new world, he opens up a drugstore, like a Walgreens. If I would like really crappily sum it up, and he sells over the counter drugs to elves and goblins and shit. It
It
sounds
sounds
hilarious.
insane.
It sounds hilarious. It's not something that I'm really gonna enjoy. Again, yeah, another comedy. Uh, moving on from there. This next one is called Jahy-sama Won't Be Discouraged. The Great Jai Will Not Be Defeated. This anime reminds me of another anime, which is called The Devil is a Part-Timer. I don't know if Hector, have you heard about that anime?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Pretty much is that this guy from a different world, he's considered like the devil of that world. Something happens where he gets transported into our world, like the real world, and he has to get a job and like pay rent and just kind of live his life. like a normal life, pretty much, knowing that he was like the most powerful being in this different world, and he's trying to get back, and just some more slice of life comedy. I'm getting the same vibes from this anime. Same thing. So if it is anywhere near that was a part-timer, I'm gonna have a great time with this anime too. Another comedy. It's kind of like the fish out of water or whatever that saying, that trope.
Oh yeah.
Putting a character in a different environment that they're not used to. So it's gonna be goofy. It's gonna be silly. Can't wait for that. I have three more, but the last two that I've picked out that I want to check out, they're actually not comedies, so a little bit different. This one's called uh holy shit, how do you say that? Aquatope of White Sand. It's like a slice of life. I'm getting like slice of life drama vibes off of this. It's Kukuru Masikino, a 18-year-old high school girl working in an aquarium, meets Fuka Miyasawa, a former idol who lost her place in Tokyo and escaped. I don't know what the fuck that means, but all right. Fuka will spend her days in the aquarium with her own thoughts in mind. However, the crisis uh, of closing is approaching for the aquarium as the girls explore their dreams and reality, loneliness and friends, bonds and conflicts. So I like it. It sounds like it's gonna become more of like a character piece, kind of like dealing with like friendship and like I said, like loneliness, friends, bonds, conflicts, just like it said here. Slice of life, a little bit more. It sounds like it's gonna be a little bit more serious. I'm pretty sure it's still gonna have like silly moments in there, kind of goofy, but it sounds like it's gonna take itself a little bit more seriously than I'm opening up a drugstore and selling drugs to elves, like the other anime that I'm interested in. And the last one that I'm interested in, it is called Love Life Superstar. It's just an idol anime. I think this is like the third or fourth one in under the Love Life banner. It's pretty much just like a spinoff. The only reason I'm really giving this show a shot is because I'm really enjoying Zombieland Saga, which is a idol show, but it's like comedy because there's zombies. And it's more goofy and more wacky, a little bit more silly. I'm really enjoying that a lot. So I feel like maybe I'm gonna give a regular idol show a chance again. Who knows? My opinion of regular idol shows might change. Most likely not. I'm gonna get bored of this show and drop it, but I'm gonna give it a chance. So who knows? And the last show, the one that I'm gonna force myself to watch because as I was reading the synopsis, I was like, yeah, this doesn't sound like something I'm really gonna enjoy watching. And it doesn't have an alternative title. It's called Kanajo Mo Kanajo. Pretty straightforward. It says here, after harboring an requited, I don't know how to say that fucking word. Whatever. Dude, after requiring love for many years, I'm skipping the word. Now Maki finally gets a date with his childhood friend, Saki. Saki, however, just has just as he tries to commit himself to a relationship, he receives an abrupt confession from Nagisa. At first, Nawa tries to reject her, but is soon overcome by feelings of not wanting to hurt Nagisa. Trying to avoid betraying his girlfriend's trust in him, Nawa thinks up of a solution to make both girls happy. Two timing. Naturally, Psyche rebuffs this idea, but through Nawa's and Nagisa's persistence, he reluctantly submits. With this, a three affair begins between Nawa, his girlfriend, and the other girlfriend as they develop a relationship that deviates from the social norm. This sounds like complete garbage. It reminds me of school days. And I fucking hate school days with a fucking passion. I honestly don't know why I'm gonna give this one a try. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up fucking hating it because it sounds fucking stupid. It doesn't sound. I can't buy into the synopsis. Just reading it now, I'm just like, bro, how is this a? Why would he think this is a good idea? You know, like if one girl's like, "Hey, go out with me," and the other girl's like, "Hey, go out with me," and dude's like, "Hey, let's just all three go out with each other." And they're like, "Yeah, sure, let's just go ahead and do that." Like it sounds fucking stupid. It sounds like I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up hating this show, just like School
Watch, you're
Day.
gonna love it.
No, I'm no. I know for a fact I'm not gonna love it. I know for a fact I'm not gonna love it. Like it has to do
Mm.
something really out there. Like it has to really it has to charm the fuck out of me for me to really like this because School Days. I'm not gonna try to go and rant in School Days here, but School Days, the main guy. Funny enough, it kind of has almost like a similar synopsis to this show. School Days, this guy has a crush on this girl. He finally starts going out with that girl, but his best friend, which is a different girl, like he kind of starts hanging out with her and kind of like two timing between the both girls. And then eventually the dude just becomes a fucking asshole and just starts, just fucking any girl he runs into and just like cheating on his girlfriend like left and right. And like he's a piece of shit asshole. And I only and I the way that I'm gonna spoil the fucking ending of the show because fuck School Days. At the end of the show, the girlfriend goes crazy and kills the guy and the best friend. And the only reason I stuck out to watch the whole show is to watch that motherfucker die. Because I hated that show. Yes, fuck that show. But anyways, that's my list.
Is anybody else worried for Rafa? No, just.
I'm telling you, dude, I know, I'm gonna drop the show. I know for a fact I'm gonna do it, but whatever.
Watch, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
it's not. No, it's not gonna.
Watch
happen.
it just falls
I'm
in
telling
love.
you, it's not gonna happen. The one thing I have a huge problem with anything is just I have to buy into your premise, and I'm not really buying into that premise for the most part. But whatever. That's enough of me and my crazy ass.
Okay. Well, I think Renee, would you like to go, or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay. Well, I am in a similar boat to Rafa. I have quite literally 6 shows that I'm looking forward to watching. And no surprise, really. A lot of them are action-related ones. First and foremost, the one I am most excited for, and I could not stop raving about, is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 2 Part 2. I have been waiting for this. The manga has been super lit as of late, and I cannot wait because they left us on such a great cliffhanger during Part 1, so I'm super excited for Part 2. One that is kind of a curveball is actually kind of like a spin-off episode or show. It's called Mahoku Kokuo no Yutose, which is a century has passed since magic, true magic. It's like the irregular Magic High School spin-off where it revolves around Miyuki, Tatsuya's brother. Let's see who else. What are the other name of the students? Basically, it just follows Miyuki. All right, that's who the main protagonist is. It's not Tatsuya this time. It's Miyuki, and we got to see what she goes through as an honor student. I'm guessing is how that goes. But yeah, it's a spin-off. Kind of interested. I like the universe, but I don't know, man. I've never really liked spin-off shows, so this is kind of a gamble, but I'm looking forward to it at the same time. The next one I'm looking forward to is how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. And in Japanese title is Genjitsu Shugi Yusha no Okoku Saikenki. Yeah. It is essentially about a hero who it's an isekai. He gets teleported into another world. It is an action, military, magic, romance, fantasy harem. And the cool part about it is instead of doing the normal trope of going into an isekai and become like the grand hero and all this stuff, he decides to rebuild it through the economy and through rebuilding a country while planted on the throne. So he's like going for a different kind of reform and becoming the hero in a different way, which I like. It's definitely a different spin on isekai, and surprisingly, there are quite a bit of isekai in this season. So this is definitely one that stands out, and which is why I'm kind of excited to check out. Speaking of, the next isekai that I'm also excited about, that Rafa did bring up as well, was Remake Our Life, Boku Tachi no Remake. Actually, I don't even know if Rafa brought it up. He might have.
Which one?
Boku Tachi no Remake. It's the one about a 28-year-old game developer. Yeah. So that's one I'm also looking forward to. It looks really interesting, and I really like the artwork of it, so which is why I'm super excited about it. From there, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the last 2 that I have on my list that I was looking forward to. Actually, I was reading through, and the other one that kind of caught my attention is Seirei Gensoki. It is another isekai-esque, where essentially the main character dies in the real world and gets his memories and himself teleported to another body within a different world, but then the memories kind of fuse together, and he takes over this innocent person's body and now has to live his life as himself mentally, but with the memories of the past life, or for the past owner of, that body. Interesting, kind of on the fence on that one, but I'm going to be checking it out as well. But the other 2 that I definitely had on my list were Scarlet Nexus. It is an action fantasy. Hey. It looks really cool. I'll let you kind of talk about that one a little bit more. And the other one I had is Nighthead 2041.
Me too.
So there you go. Those are 2 that you'll hear from Renee about, and they look interesting. So that's why I kind of want to check them out. And the one that I will be taking a chance on, for a interesting reason, is Sunny Boy. Sunny Boy is a sci-fi superpower anime. The art style is what I'm taking a chance on because it looks not good to me. I don't like the art style.
Did you watch the trailer?
No. Is it good?
It's different. They have a little trailer when you click on it. It was the art style made me like, I don't know if I want to touch this.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking a chance on it. I have a feeling that I'm gonna drop it, but the premise of it sounds kind of cool. It says, empty classrooms, boring days. It was supposed to be a normal summer vacation just like any other. Suddenly, the school begins to drift through another dimension, and 36 boys and girls are left there, awakening to their supernatural abilities amidst the whirlpool of questions that come to mind one after another. Survival in a supernatural world begins. The premise sounds super sick. I like it. However, this art style is really, really bad. I don't like the way it looks at all. But I'm going to put myself through this torture and check it out. And kind of something different that I definitely didn't tell Renee and Rafa to do, but I just kind of something that caught my eye, is that at the bottom we have some OVAs and movies that are going to be coming out during this season. And one that for sure, it is a 3-episode OVA of... Rafa, you might have to remind me of the name of this. If not, I'm going to go searching for it. But it's the one where... the character is like a mage. The Ancient Magus' Bride. There you go. Boom. It's going to have a 3-episode OVA. And it looks really, really sick. So I definitely...
What's an OVA?
Special episodes. Like a little
It's just
mini...
special.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like one-off side story. Sometimes
Like
main
bonus
story.
episodes.
Bonus episodes, yeah.
Okay.
So that I'm super, super looking forward to that because I love that show. Ancient Magus' Bride is lit. And last but not least, I am super excited about the movies that are going to be coming out towards the end of the summer season, which is Boku no Hero Academia, the movie 3 World Heroes Mission, set to release on August 6th of this year. And, of course, the one that we talked about last week, Fate Grand Order Shukyoku Tokuiten. I'm not even going to say the rest of that name. Yeah, Shinden Solomon. Super excited about that one. I like... Fate anime is just wonky, but it's good. So I want to watch this, and to be honest, seeing this poster really makes me want to watch the show in whatever order it may be. But yeah, that is my list. Sunny Boy is the one I'll be taking a chance on, so we'll see if I drop it in 3 weeks after it releases.
I just saw the trailer for it. This looks amazing, and you're bugging. This animation is beautiful. The detail in the eyes, it's really good.
I'm gonna be honest, I have not looked at the trailer. But
you guys are bugging.
From the artwork that I see, it looks bad.
This is good. This looks nice. You guys are bugging.
Remember, guys, it's coming from the old head, so don't.
It does have it does have. Not gonna lie, it does have like an old school animation vibe to it.
Oof.
Yeah,
but you new kids don't appreciate good animation.
Hey man, that ain't true. Don't go there.
Oh no, I'm watching the trailer. This looks rough. Oh,
no, it does not. You're crazy. You're crazy. It looks great. It looks great.
It's just different. That's all I'm saying.
It's different. Definitely an old school vibe to this. Oh man, it has a
very old school animation vibe to it, and I love it.
Are you adding this to your list, Rafa? Is this one that you think you're
Yeah, I'm definitely putting this on my list. I don't know how I missed this. This is right behind Kobayashi.
Ooh.
Like, I'm really looking. I like this show a lot. I like how this looks. I'm really vibing to this. I like when you read the synopsis. It sounds hella interesting. You have sold me on this show.
I think
I'm vibing. I'm vibing
about the art style. I mean, if it's good, dude, I'll be happy about it. But I'm definitely gonna be bitching about the art style the entire time.
It reminds me. What's the name of that freaking movie? It's a really known
Boku no
movie.
Pico.
No, Hector.
Shout out, Alex.
Oh no.
There is a meme that he sent us while Rafa thinks of this. It was like like the scene in Star Wars Episode 2 where like Anakin is talking to Padme, and like a little hacienda type thing, and then the little like quote or like so like the little like subtitle thing, like Anakin says like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch Boku," and then Padme interrupts, "Hero Academia, right?" And then it's just a blank. You don't see nothing under Anakin, and then she's like, "Academia, right?" And it's just like, "Yep," and that's it. I'll send it to you right now. It's actually really funny. I was laughing super hard at it. And then Alex decided to tag and say, "This is the Bento Boys, huh?" And I'm like, "Dude, hey, no." But yeah, Ralph, did you figure out? Get me off this topic. Did you figure out what?
No, keep going. You're doing great.
No.
Just keep talking about that.
My hands are tired.
I'm having trouble finding the name of this fucking movie. It's an old school anime movie. Perfect Blue. There you go. It's from 1997. It is a horror thriller anime movie. It's so freaking good, man. I love this movie. It's really good. Renee, check it out. It has some really nice, like really intense animation. It's psychological horror. There's this girl, she's an idol. If I remember correctly, it's been years since I've seen this movie. But this girl, she's an idol, and she thinks she's getting stalked by someone.
The animation looks crazy.
Yeah, it's so good. Perfect Blues. That's a classic anime movie. Watch that if you have not seen that. Another old head recommendation by me. But that animation of Perfect Blue reminds me of Sunny Boy.
I can see that.
Yeah. So if it's anything like the movie, I mean, of course, the movie itself is gonna have better animation because it's a movie, bigger budgets, whatever. But yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Perfect Blue, another really that's a good anime.
All
Movie.
right. I'm guessing it's my turn.
On to your list.
Okay, so I was actually proud of myself this time because I know the first time when we did this, I think I picked like a couple because I don't really watch anime through seasons, so I'm still kind of like getting used to this. And like I have a hard time watching. I can't watch a lot of shows at one time. Like I just start to get lost in everything. So like I usually like to stick to like one or two anime. But ever since I've been on this podcast, that has just went out the window. Now I'm like watching all these shows, right? So my list this time around, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 things on my list.
Oh,
wow.
But 5 for sure. Well, 5 that I really am looking forward to, and then like one that I'm interested in, but like it's not something that I would normally watch. I was pretty darn proud of myself, guys. But we'll see if I'll actually watch all of these. But anyways, so yeah, so Hector had named 2 that were on his list that were actually on mine as well. So the first one I have was the Scarlet Nexus, and it's an action fantasy. And when I was looking at this season, I felt like there was a lot of fantasy, and I personally am not a big fan, but the synopsis for this like seemed pretty cool. So like I said, it's action fantasy, and then just a little bit about it. It says solar calendar year 2020, grotesque organisms called others have begun eating people. That first sentence, I was like sold. Like it's a nice thumbnail. I like this picture. That first sentence, someone's getting eaten. Cool. I'm all for it. And then it says to take down this new enemy, the other suppression force is formed. Same by this elite team as a child. Psychokinetic Yuto withstands the training to enlist. On the other hand, prodigy Kasane was scouted for her abilities, but Kasane's dreams tell her strange things, dragging the two into an unavoidable fate. So the premise just sounds really cool. I'm not sure. I think this one did have a trailer. Some of these on the list had like trailers, so I kind of played them. But I think I like the art style for this one as well. So looking forward to that one. And then I had the Nighthead 2041. It's a sci-fi, mystery, psychological, ding ding ding. Like I'm all for it. Supernatural, ding ding ding. Drama. Story follows the Kirihara brothers, who from a young age were incarcerated in a secure scientific facility due to their supernatural powers. I was already sold. Like I said, I like the whole mystery, psychological thriller aspect of it. So that one, looking forward to. Then my next one, it's called Vanitas no Carte, I think. it's historical, supernatural, vampire, fantasy, and then it's also a shonen. So I was actually kind of like excited about that part. And yeah, I was watching the trailer, and once again, like I appreciated the art style. It looked really cool. There once lived a vampire known as Vanitas, hated by his own kind for being born under a blue full moon, as most arise on the night of a crimson one. Afraid and alone, he created the book of Vanitas, a curse grimoire that would one day take his vengeance on all vampires. That sounds cool. I just like anything with vampires. And then I picked another shonen. It's fantasy. So like I said, like a lot of these shows, like the synopsis seemed pretty cool, but like the fantasy aspect, I'm just like, it can go either way for me. But this is Peach Boy Riverside. And yeah, it's a fantasy shonen. The trailer looked really cool. I guess you have this character, her name's Sari. She's a bright, cheerful princess who wants to go on an adventure because she is bored of her tiny little castle in the countryside. One day, a horde of vicious demons known as Oni come knocking on her doorstep, threatening the lives of everyone in the kingdom. Thankfully, they are saved by a lone traveler named Kibitsu Mikoto, who slays these monsters with a mysterious peach eye. Yeah, another one that sounded pretty interesting. Yeah, it's a shonen, so I'm all for it. And then another one, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. D-side Trumere. Sounds French. It's not French. So, genres is action, adventure, magic, fantasy. And then the synopsis is when Ruye Oda was in elementary school, he admired his kind older brother. He also witnessed the mysterious death of his brother. The synopsis was really weird. It just sounded pretty strange. But I was all for it. Like, I'm like, why not? I'll give it a shot. Anything with action, anything with adventure, despite the fantasy aspect of it, like I'm gonna give it a shot. And then for something that like I wouldn't normally watch, I picked something I wouldn't normally watch, but would still kind of be interested in. It's just, I'm going to butcher the name. Heion Sedai no Idaten Tachi. Mappa did this one. So because Mappa did it, I was just like, I'll give it a shot. Like, regardless of like the story, the premise, like I'll watch it just because I did watch the trailer and I also appreciated the art style. But then a little synopsis on this was it has been 800 years since the battle gods Idaten, who boast overwhelming speed and strength, contained the demons who led the world to ruin after a fierce battle. That battle is now just an old tale and a distant myth. While the peaceful generation of the gods who have never fought since they were born are out of peace, someone has revived the demons from a long sleep. Bring armed forces, wisdom, politics, conspiracy, whatever you can use, no rule and no limit. Three-way battle royale is about to begin. So that was the one that was like, I'll give it a shot. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get into it, but like I said, the fact that Mappa did it, and I think Mappa actually did a couple or a few this season. It was like this one, like a water polo one, but yeah, I was gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, Mappa's everywhere.
So that's my list.
Nice.
Okay. I see a wide variety of stuff from literally everybody. So very, very interested to see the results of what we end up coming out. And of course, you guys know we're going to be talking about the episodes after the 3-episode rule, because that is the way we review these shows. So you'll get a review in progress, and then at the end of the season you'll get a full-on review of what we decided to continue to watch, what we dropped, and what our favorites are, what are also something that surprised us within the season, because there's always that one that you weren't expecting to be as good as it is, and then it is. But that being said, we are all about surprises, and I want to hear more about what you guys think when it comes to this week's anime swap. Rafa, do you have a tune in mind for this one, or are we going to be going with the original?
Dang, I didn't plan this one. Hey man, how about we swap some anime? There you go. That's the tune.
Oh, I don't like that one.
Yeah,
Go
that
back
one-
to the
that
other one.
No.
That one's a bust.
Just go to the.
Yeah. I'm retiring the shh.
Okay.
It's retired. We're gonna hang the jersey on the rafters.
You'll forever be up there, bud.
Yeah. You kind of caught me off guard with that one. I didn't plan that one. So
Were you intentionally planning to just do the noise again for this one?
I don't know what I was gonna do.
He wasn't thinking about
I'm
anything.
I'm kind of just free forming this. You know what I'm
So
saying?
we free balling out.
I go off the cuff. You know,
Okay. I feel
that's
that.
how I roll.
Well, that being said, yeah, we're just gonna transition right on in to Anime Swap. This week we have our reviews from both Renee and Rafa. I vaguely remember what I gave everyone. I think I gave Fire Force to Renee, and then I gave Tokyo Revengers to Rafa.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you did give him Tokyo Revengers.
So, considering me and Renee both like Tokyo Revengers, Rafa, we'll start off with you. Give us what you thought on this show.
Okay, Tokyo Revengers. It is. I like it, but I have a lot of questions. Because I'm having
Understandable.
kind of a little bit of trouble wrapping my head around the whole time travel thing and how it works. But that's just because I nitpick things like that. But overall, the show itself, I saw the first 3 episodes. It rounds around this guy who I don't remember his name, but I think the year's like 2017, and he's like I think he's in his 20s or something like that, and he's just a bum hanging out, whatever, and he's just kind of sad with it where his life is at, and then he's just watching the news, and next thing you know, he finds out that two people that he knows or he used to know back in the day in middle school died that day, and their death is tied to a gang that he used to kind of be associated with. Next thing you know, he gets transported back in time, 12 years in the past exactly, and he is back in middle school hanging out with his friends who are, you know, kind of a little bunch of delinquents. Next thing you know, he gets involved with a bigger gang, and then they're like, hey, like either you do what we say or we're just gonna keep beating your ass forever and ever. So they kind of become like they're whipping boys to this like bigger, which is the gang in the future that end up killing these 2 people that he knows. Which one of them was his girlfriend from middle school from back in the day. And pretty much oh, I remembered. They do the trope where, you know, someone gets pushed in front of like a train or a bus, and they get
Mhm.
transported into like a different, you know, world or time. You know, that's the whole thing about, you know, you're dying or you're dead. And he eventually somehow, some way comes back to the present time, which is 2017, but because of his actions, one of the people that died that day is still alive, and then the guy's kind of like, hey, I know you can travel through time, and like you gotta help me save my sister, which is, you know, the 2 people that died, her brother and sister, which the sister is the girlfriend of the main guy. So the guy has to go back in time and pretty much befriend uh like the top guy of this gang, and make sure that him and this other person don't meet, because if they don't meet, the events that occur that lead down to these 2 people dying will not happen. That's pretty much I guess the main synopsis of the story of what's happening right now in the 3 episodes. um I really didn't care for the sections where he was in the present, when he was talking to the guy, the brother, the cop guy. When it's back in the day, when he's back in the day in middle school and hanging out with a bunch of all those assholes and fighting and whatever, like I really enjoy that. That was a lot of fun. And just seeing how they work, it's really fun. And the way he connected with that one of the main guys, I forgot his name, like the little short dude with the long hair. How like the whole thing, like how he's like, yeah, you're my friend now, whatever, like that. Like it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think the animation would have been so smooth, but it kind of proved me wrong in episode 3, where the main guy was fighting that really big dude, where he's like, hey, I challenged you to a fight, and then dude's like, all right, fine, I'll beat your ass, and then it's like really smooth animation. That fight scene was really nice. I didn't
It was
expect
good.
that. Yeah. Um, but no, overall, I enjoy the parts when it's back in the day. I guess I'll talk about. I'm kind of just rambling here, but I guess I'll talk about the parts that I kind of have a problem with, or the idea of this whole time travel thing, right? So like him shaking, like okay, so how did he end up back in the day, right? How he first ended up back in the past? We don't know yet. Whatever. It's kind of like a trope thing, but why does shaking that guy's hand bring him back to the future or to present time? Okay, fine, whatever. But like the thing is that like imagine you being a kid. You're like I don't know, elementary school, middle school, and some other random kid comes up to you and says, "Hey, in 12 years, you and your sister is gonna die at this exact date." Like I would have been like, "Bro, you're crazy. Get away from me. Like what the fuck is what does that even mean? You know?" But this guy's like, "Oh my god, yes, like yeah, oh, I gotta write this down. This kid's speaking the truth from the future." I was just like, "Come on, man!" Like a normal person would have been like, "That's bullshit. Like get away from me, you fucking weirdo." I don't know.
Does he not
And like,
explain that though? Like, I don't know if it's later on in the show, but I could have swore he explains that he's like, oh, I was watching a lot of conspiracy theories and like,
no,
it's like,
no.
okay, so I guess he talks about it later on. But yeah, essentially
I
he
guess
explains it. He's like, I was watching a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of fucked up shit, and like, he's like, you caught me at the perfect time where I was gonna easily believe some crazy shit like that, and it
yeah,
ended up being right.
I guess it gets explained later on because that in the 3 episodes they don't explain that shit. And I was just, and then like I mean, it's great. The guy became a cop, trying to prevent the death of him and his sister, which is cool. Nice, profession he chose. But like, it was really hard to buy. It's just, one kid telling another kid, "Hey, you're gonna die in 12 years at this date," and the one kid saying, "Yeah, I believe you, stranger, 100%. Let's go." That was just like, okay, whatever, I guess. And then the whole thing with like so like whatever he does in the past clearly affects the future, right? Because like when he comes back from the first time when he's in the past, the kid that he talks to and shakes his hand at that point in time, he's actually still alive when he comes back. In the original timeline, quote unquote, he's dead,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So clearly his actions are affecting the future, but like the guy knows that he's in the past, like the kid, the cop. So like when the guy goes back in time again, like this the future just get rearranged. Like how does that play out? Like and his actions that he does, how much of it is it really going to affect the future? Because you know how there's that theory of like you kill a mosquito and you can change literally the whole universe if you go back in time type of thing, right? So it's there's a lot of leeway going on with this time travel, pretty much, because him this guy, the main character, him just staying there and not running away has already changed the whole timeline, because he runs away in the original timeline. He says that he's like, hey, they're making us fight a bunch of random ass people, and this was going every day. It was hell. I hated it, so I ran away for my friends, my family, my girlfriend, and
Right.
I just started getting
Hmm.
jobs randomly, and that's pretty much where everything just went to shit for me. Him staying here and getting to know these guys, and and fighting it out, and just trying to know these guys and whatever, just get involved with this group, that already changes literally everything.
Hmm.
So how much is it changing, or like when he comes back? I'm assuming he's gonna end up coming back to the present where the cop is. Is it just gonna change like a small thing here or there? Like honestly, his whole life should just change by just that one action of him staying there. You know, because it
Mhm.
literally changes everything. Because he literally moves away, and he's not moving away; he's staying there. So, like, I like the story, I like the background, I like these characters, but I'm having a really hard time buying into this time travel thing. If it was just a story about this delinquent just trying to make it in this fucking group, I would have been more accepting of it. I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still enjoy it, and I guess the reason why I want to keep watching is because I have so many questions, and hopefully, it answers some of them in the future. Maybe it has an explanation of just all these thoughts that I have about the time travel thing. That's like my biggest problem with the show is the time travel aspect of it. If it has those answers for me, great. If not, I don't know how long I'm gonna stick with it because it does. It's like poking at me a little bit. I can ignore it for now, but it's really digging at me a little bit. Like just like hey man, like time travel is really fucking stupid how it works, and like this guy, they're kind of just doing whatever the fuck they want, and like he could he could have literally changed, like could already changed everything. Like they could just be alive. He could come back from like episode 3 just because of what he's already done. He could come back to the present and he could be married to that girl. Like we don't know. There's so much
Right.
time that passes from him deciding to stay and be part of this group. 12 years later, there's so much could happen. That girl could have moved on. That girl, that girl could have been living in the United States. The girl could have died 6 years in. Like there's so much, it's like I don't
No,
know.
you make valid points.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first 3 episodes. That's a show that I picked that I haven't had a chance to catch up with. But yeah, I feel you, Rafa. I still have a lot of questions on the
Yeah.
whole time traveling thing myself. Hector, were you watching it?
Yeah, like I'm fully caught up with it. I can't say
Oh,
it's my
nice.
favorite. You definitely still get left with questions.
It's
Ah,
and like another
But
like
some stuff is
I'm
answered.
like now I'm just
okay.
thinking like okay, let's say like just like that. Let's say that he comes back from this time frame he's in, and the cop guy, he's not a cop anymore, or the cop guy gets shot while he's on duty and now he's paralyzed. Anything can happen.
You're
it's
right.
it's 12 years. It's a lot of time. And I guess the main reason why I have a problem with this time travel aspect of the show, that he's going back and forth. If maybe he was just sent back once and he's just there stuck in the past trying to figure things out in the past, maybe I could be more lenient with it. But the whole aspect of him going back and forth so he could see his results of what he's doing is what's really kind of bugging me.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
So I don't know.
I get you.
Yeah. So other than time travel, which is like a huge part of the show, it's a really good show because I like the whole dynamic between the characters is a lot of fun. So I guess that's my main reason to keep watching the show, just to see how this middle schooler kind of is interacting with this bunch of all these delinquents, and just to see how that's gonna go from there. And also just to see if the show answers any of my questions. I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching it. I mean, it's really popular, clearly, with the manga sales. So who knows? I don't know. Anime have done crazier things, so I might be eating my words later on. We'll find out.
Okay. Interesting
Nice.
point of view
Yeah.
on that.
Very nice.
You made good points though. So
Yes.
Yeah.
but yeah, onto Renee, and she's gonna be talking about a show that both me and Rafa loved, unconditionally at one point, and then kind of grew back on it. But yeah, talk to us, Rafa, or rather Renee.
Did you guys watch the whole show? Did you guys watch all of season 1?
Yes, we
And
are on season. Well, I'm at season 2 right now.
okay, so you're on season 2. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
fully caught up.
oh, you're fully caught up. Awesome. Um, you were right. I love this show.
Oh,
I was all for it. Okay, so yeah, I was really stoked when I found out it was a shonen. I'm like, okay, cool. So like I already know I'm gonna love this. Um First of all, that intro and outro song
It's so good,
of
isn't
Fire
it?
Force, oh my gosh, like fire. So like I
Yes.
think the outro song Veil, I can literally have it on repeat.
It's
Like
so
it's so good.
good.
It's so good.
This is what I was telling Hector. I don't want to like just stump over what you're
No,
gonna
it's
say,
okay. It's okay.
but like I love that ending and the visuals with that song because like the song itself kind of has this kind of like a I don't say a sad vibe, but like you kind of get in your feels a little bit with that song
It's okay.
and then the whole visuals of like with the nun and like everything that happened to her when she was a kid, like with the church burning down and all her
Mhm.
friends dying and everything. It's just like, oh man, it's so good. The
Yeah.
visuals fit so well with that song. Like that is top tier endings right there.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be added to my anime playlist on Spotify. Yeah, the intro song Inferno and then yeah, the outro song Veil are amazing. Everyone should peep it. Um, but yes, so first episode, yeah, I was already sold. You are introduced to the main character, Shinra, who he looked creepy. So Shinra has this like so when you see him you think he's like this like evil bad little kid, but like you later find out that it's when he smiles, the way he grins and when he shows his teeth, like he that's usually when he's like nervous or like whatever. But I just thought that was just interesting because there's moments where he starts to show his teeth and people are like, oh, like they start calling him the devil. They say he looks really creepy and he does, but he's not like grinning. He's not smiling. He's like technically like not upset, but he's nervous or he's anxious. So that was something that was like really interesting. Um, but yeah, so you get introduced to Shinra and he joins the company 8, the Fire Force Company 8, and he's a third generation uh pyro is it pyrokinetic? Am I saying that right? I believe so. And
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think I'm saying it right. I always butcher these words. And so he can like ignite his feet at will. So he joins company 8 and he's like the one that has like the most like he's like the most powerful at this point just because that he can ignite like fire on his own. Um and you learn that the whole objective of Fire Force is to destroy infernals who you find out that they're humans who like just like burst into flames. Like at this point, like I don't really know. We don't really know what's causing people to like burst into flames. So they have this group and they essentially kind of like put these infernals to rest. So yeah, you have like the nun girl who like says a prayer every time. Um but I really like the group dynamic, the characters that are in company 8, like the captain, like everyone's like quirky in their own ways, and I don't know, I like it. And I really like Shinra, and his whole backstory is that his mom and his brother, um, like his whole house, like he was little, his whole house caught on fire, and his mom and his brother passed away, like they burst into flames, and everyone in the town like kind of blame him for doing that when he wasn't. He saw something else in the flames, like some sort of infernal. But this whole he's something's I know something's up with that. Like there's not a lot of details on that fire, and he's kind of trying to figure out like what actually happened because it wasn't him. Like something he knows that something obviously happened. It involves something else. So that whole thing was like pretty cool, and it's still kind of unfolding. But yeah, I mean, I'm already on like episode 5 or 6. Like
Nice.
it, I just kept on watching just wanting to like figure out more. And Raph, you're gonna be proud of me because I know you say like, so like for intro and outros, I will like just listen to the music, but like never really like pay attention to like the visuals. Like I'll look, but like I wouldn't really try to like be like, oh, maybe this means something. But in the outro in particular, I knew when I watched it because it was based on the nun and her background. I knew she was gonna be important. Like she's already important, but I knew something was gonna unfold there. And in I don't know which episode, either 2 or 3, you are introduced to company 5, and it's led by that princess girl. I forgot her name, but she looked familiar to me in the show. So when I watched the outro, when I watched the outro, you find out that she was one of the nuns who went to school with the nun in Company 8. I don't know her name. But I started to realize, I'm like, oh, like they're tied together. And I think it was like episode 3 where like they not meet, but like they see each other face to face, and like the nun from Company 8 goes to company. It just kind of reveals that like they obviously have a history. But that was just something that I was able to figure out by just watching the outro. I'm like, oh, you know what? She looks familiar. Look at that. And then it got revealed later on that they were part of the same group.
Yeah, that was really cool to see the first time.
Yeah.
Like,
So
realizing that they have a history together. Yeah, awesome, nice.
I am really digging this show. My only thing was like there were moments where things got weird, like when you would see like somebody's like boobs, or like there was a whole scene where like Shinra like accidentally touches, I forgot. She's another she's
The
another
Lucky
third gen.
Lecture.
She's another one, and I don't. There was just moments where like he like fell or tripped and like touched her boob or her butt, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, why?
Yeah,
Like there,
that's the thing with especially with Fire Force. There's a lot of like moments and scenes where they kind of just stop and do. It
like why?
is
It didn't fit the tone. Like
it's
I don't know.
annoying. It kind of like
Yeah.
it's really choppy. Like for me, I'm not a big fan of that, especially with Fire Force. This is one specific character that is all that happens to her, and I really don't like that. I really find that annoying
Is that
because
she's the other pyro, the third generation, right? Like she turns into
Yeah,
like a
so
cat.
that's
Yeah.
Tamaki. Tamaki, the Lucky
yeah.
Lecture.
Tamaki.
I don't like that.
I
I
didn't
find that
like it.
I find it so annoying because like instead of having like a really cool character with like maybe with a cool ability or whatever, like an actual fleshed out character, it's just a one joke thing. Like, oh well, there you go, her clothes is coming off, and oh, someone's grabbing her ass. It's like you could have done something more here, and you just went with the basic bullshit that like people make fun of anime about. It's just like I guess.
Yeah, it just took me out of the scenes
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm like, oh, okay, like the like stuff's like, we're finding out new information or whatever, like the scene's intense or whatever, and then it's just like, oop, touch boob, or like,
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro.
but I'm
Like,
like, wait, what?
yeah, it's
That was my only
annoying.
thing.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's something that Fire Force does
Hmm.
happen a lot with, especially with that character, the cat girl character. Like that's
Okay,
literally
so it's with
her
her.
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really like for example, like my favorite character out of the show is what's her name? I think her name is Maki.
Maki.
She's
She's
awesome.
like super swole, like yeah,
Yes,
she would mess you up.
she's awesome. I love her character because like she's super swole and like I don't want to say I don't want to give too much information. I don't know where you exactly know the show, but like they do give her more background of who she is. But
They
like
just say that she was in the military.
okay, cool, yeah, like that. Like they don't want to say that, but
Mhm.
like yeah, like she was in the military and she's super swole, but at the same time she's like really girly and she
Yes.
has fantasies about like being a princess and like that's fun, that's cute, I like that, like that's great, but people are not falling over her and grabbing her ass and her tits and shit. I'm like like she's an actual badass and again she can hold her own and she's not
Yeah,
being
she's cool.
she's not being portrayed as a one-off sex joke.
Yeah.
That's why I love that character. That's why I love Maki, and that's why I fucking hate the cat girl. I hate seeing that cat girl on
Well,
screen.
I hate now. Well, now I like hate knowing that like that's her thing. I thought I was hoping because it was only like one moment in particular where that was a little awkward. Like this was before, um, was it a training or some sort of test? Like this was before they went into like the building. Um, but anyways, I thought that was just like, oh, maybe they're just gonna do it this one time. But like knowing that it
Yeah,
might happen again, I'm
you.
just like, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead
Okay,
and rip the band-aid off for you
okay,
because I
that's
literally went through the
fine.
same thing. Because like, I was like, oh, like she has a cool power, like the fire tails and all
Mhm.
that other shit. I'm like, okay, she could do some cool shit, right? I hope she can do some cool shit, just like how Maki could do some cool shit, just like how Shinra could do cool shit. I want to see what she can do, but every single time she ends up on screen, it just becomes a
It's
joke. It's
it's
a
a hack.
joke. It's a
Okay.
joke, and it's dumb.
At the beginning, season 2 is where she starts to get a lot more.
Does she though? Because in
Yes,
season,
it's literally the training scene
Mm,
when she starts to get, when Shinra and
her meat.
Arthur.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, it doesn't happen in
Oh,
season 1,
that
but
too.
it's in season
Mhm.
2, like Shinra and Arthur start to get like a big level up progression,
Mhm.
and then
what I remember from season 2, I don't remember her.
she literally trains with the
Sh-
little twins. Like they play that game of tag, and that's like her training, and she like levels up her ability.
Okay, then I guess I'm more behind than you are because I don't remember that.
Yeah, it happens a good amount, but she does get a big, like she becomes more serious. Like she stops being the
Okay,
butt of every joke.
Okay.
So she does get her shine. She does kind of come back around a little bit. Granted, she still has that Lucky Letcher shit that it gets overplayed a lot. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny, haha," and then after a while, I was like, "Oh, this is an ongoing thing." But like, yeah, it's like
Okay.
there are moments when you like really like her, and then there are moments where you're just like, "All right, let's move on."
I I I didn't like her at all. It's just
I
like
liked her a lot during. Well, I don't want to ruin it for Renee, but there's a
Don't
specific
ruin
scene
it.
with her and Shinra having like a situation that happens, and then later on, just the training arc little thing that they have. Like she gets better.
Okay.
It's not like significantly better, but she gets better.
it's
No,
just
Um,
and I don't hate her. Like I don't know enough about her. She, I just saw her. It was just like that one moment was a little awkward, and then she seems really cool. Like her power, like yeah, she turns into like this little like cat thing. Like she seems pretty cool. I just yeah, it's not for me. I don't like the little weird awkward
it's just
moments.
like I guess I won't say I hate her. I just hate the way she's being written and portrayed.
Mhm.
It's annoying because it's like you can have a cool character and you can still have your gags here and there or whatever. I mean, it's anime. It happens every once in a while, but like when that is your one thing you're known for, and
Yeah.
I know Hector, you're saying that later on she does get like a power boost or whatever and this and that, but like I I roll my eyes when I see her on screen. I'm just like, oh man, get the joke out the way and let's move along, bro. Because I don't want to see this shit. It's annoying. I find it annoying. I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
you're right. It really halts. That's the one thing that like with Fire Force. I love Fire Force. It's a lot of fun, but there's certain times that has trouble with pacing, and one of the things with the where the pacing does kind of get kind of wonky is when they try to force those type of jokes in there, and it's like it's not needed here, and
Mhm.
especially where you have a whole character just dedicated to that one same joke over and over again, you get tired of it fast. I'm not a fan of it. That's like my only major gripe with Fire Force.
Yeah. Um But no, I mean, I'm definitely gonna keep watching. I mean, I already went past the 3 episodes. Yeah, I think I'm like on 5 or
So
6.
it gets so much better.
I am into it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There is a there in season two. If you ever get to season two, there is a little bit of a dip towards the middle.
I remember someone saying that.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, Hector and I. If you get past that dip, keep watching it because it picks up immediately afterwards.
Okay.
That's where we screwed up because we ended up dropping it. I know I for sure dropped
Oh,
it where that dip happened. Like
Yeah,
the
I did
end of
too. It was
like
not
the
good.
end of the dip the end of the dip happened, and then I dropped it, and literally the following episode it got crazy. Like it literally went up, like it went from 0 to 100 the following episode, and I didn't see, I missed it because I dropped the show.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good to know. Because yeah, right now, like at this pace, I'll probably finish season one, maybe like in a week or so.
Mhm.
I know there's like 20, I think there's like 20 something episodes, but like that's how into it. Like I still enjoyed, I mean, those first three episodes were good. I like the characters, the story. And now we're kind of trying to figure out like how Infernals, um, what causes all that to happen. And then you start to learn that the other companies, I think, yeah, like Company 5, like they're very shady and they're like withholding information. And it's Company 8's not responsibility, but like their objective is to like, yes, like take down all the infernos, but to also like figure out what these other companies are doing, because they're all like not on the same page. Like there's like some shady stuff going on. And then yeah, you learn that princess character who's the leader of Company 5, like she's super sketch. And that whole scene with her and the nun, and she like ripped her like clothes off, and it was like a crazy scene. I felt so bad. And she's like a diva, she has all these like men workers who she like steps on their back, and like they form a chair for her. She's extra.
She
um
is definitely extra. That's
so I'm just
definitely
like,
the best way to
I
describe her.
and I think like apparently like she was able to like move up the ranks like very quickly. So like I'm kind of curious to know like what's her deal, like what's going on with her, because yeah, I do get some like bad vibes from her. I also really like the what's his name? Is his name Arthur, or am I coming up
Yeah,
with that name
Arthur, like the
myself?
night guy.
He's hilarious.
He's awesome. I love him.
He
The
keeps calling it the Night King.
the Night King. He's awesome. I love Arthur.
I like him and I like Shinra together, and like I know they
Yeah.
like went to the academy together, so like it's just you can tell like they like pissed each other off, but like I like Company 8. I like everyone on that team. So yeah, I'm really excited to know, what happens, and for sure gonna keep watching. Um I don't know if I have to rate, I mean, if I have to rate it, I mean, first three episodes, like I'll give it a high rating since I'm still watching the show, so like a 9 out of 10. Like I'm really enjoying it. Um yeah, good recommendation. Super stoked.
Nice.
Looks
Okay.
great.
Love to hear that. But yeah, I think we're getting close to that end point. Rafa, if you would like to give us your recommendations to us to watch.
Yes. So, I did have something selected for you guys, but I'm gonna switch it again. I'm calling it another Audible, on the spot, because how much you guys really enjoyed that opening that I shared earlier in the beginning of the podcast. I'm gonna
Uh,
recommend both of you guys, Kokoku.
Cool. Yeah.
I want you guys to watch the first three episodes. Both of you guys. I want to get you guys' opinions of what you guys think of that show, because I'm telling you, it's really underrated. It's really underrated anime. It's really good. And for the what I originally had selected for you guys, I'm gonna keep that in the pocket for next time.
Well, all right. Do you know where we could find the show?
Ooh, last time I remember, I think it was Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's a curveball of a pick.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me do a quick Google search.
Koku?
KOKKOKU.
Yeah, they're on Prime.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. So
Oh,
yeah,
I like the way it looks.
Yeah,
it's
it's definitely a good look.
man. I'm telling you
Okay.
guys,
Okay.
it is
My
good.
only
2018?
question is, oh, thank God, it's in Japanese with English subtitles. Let's
Yes,
go.
yes. I did not watch this in English dub. I watched this in Japanese original audio with subtitles. It is good, man. It's a lot of cool, interesting ideas with this show. like I said, I'll just recap it really quickly again for people. It deals with this family who has to deal with a kidnapping, as the family tries to get in touch with the kidnappers. Time itself freezes, and the family has to figure out why is time frozen and why could they still move around in said frozen world. Things did not seem the way they seem, and there is more to this frozen landscape they're in than they first think.
That
I
sounds
guess.
cool.
Yeah. And also the ending's really really nice too. The ending credits. It's a really nice. It's a really nice like chill song, and the visuals are really really cool. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the like episode thumbs. Like I really like the art style. Looks really
yeah,
nice.
yeah. It
Cool.
yeah. It's a
I'm
good time.
excited.
Good that anime is a good time.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we will discuss once again when we get back on the next episode. With that being said, this has been a nice long episode. Hope you guys did enjoy episode 8 of the Bento Boxcast. And of course, we have our final shout out. So we're just going to start it off with the best in the biz on Etsy. Search up Artist and Gamer, or you can just click the description down below and you'll see the link there. Click it and you can check out all their amazing products, and definitely go see if you want to order a mug or some coasters or really anything they have down below. Trust me, you're going to want to check it out. It is some fantastic stuff. Once again, my favorite is the Pokemon mug. But that being said, Rafa, do you have any final shout outs yourself?
I just have one quick plug I want to do. I just want to plug the video game podcast that I do with my friend Alex and John. It's called The Playing Pod with Alex, John, and Rafa. Well, and Hector, actually, now I remember. Hector's part of that too. Welcome, Hector, to that. It is our weekly and I was going to say anime, our weekly video game podcast, where we talk about mostly video games, things that relate to video games. Every once in a while, we might, drift off to a different type of conversation, little side convos here and there. But for the most part, if you are interested in a podcast with a bunch of silly guys talking about silly video game stuff, go ahead and check it out. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the other platforms, just like ours that we're on. Again, that's The Playing Pod with Alex, John, Rafa, and Hector. Every Monday, 6 a.m. is when it gets released. So a nice way to start off the week.
And there you have it, ladies and gents, from us to you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's anime. Whew, man, that was a rough one. This week's anime weekly dosage. And yeah, my brain is at an all-time low. So we're going to be going and saying goodbye. Have a good one, guys. See you later, alligators. Bye.
See ya.